Hey guys, my name is Rick Stone from the blog OurStonyAcres.com. Welcome to Grow What You Eat, Eat What You Grow, our video series where we talk about all things gardening. This week we're going to be talking about harvesting garlic. Now, before we get into the actual meat of this presentation, I do want to remind you to subscribe to our YouTube channel. By subscribing, it helps you to get updates when we have new content that comes out, and it also helps to spread our videos all around the internet. So please subscribe. All right, so we're going to talk about growing garlic this week. Garlic is a relative newcomer to our garden. I've been gardening for about 20 years. We've actually only been growing garlic for about 6 years. And so one of the things that was very frustrating for me when we first started gardening garlic was knowing when I should be harvesting the garlic, because it's not like onions. Onions, they just like fall over and turn yellow and yeah, you know, it's time to dig them up. Garlic is a little bit different. And so I'm making this video to hopefully help you guys understand a little bit better what you need to do to harvest garlic. All right, so garlic, usually for most people in the Northern Hemisphere, you're going to be looking at, you know, somewhere around mid-June to mid-July is going to be your harvest time for garlic. And the way you know that your garlic is getting ready is you need to go out and take a look at the leaves. So let's jump out to the garden for a minute and take a look at some pictures of the leaves on the garlic plants. So the thing that will show you that it's getting close to being time to harvest your garlic is when the bottom leaves on the garlic plant start to wither and dry up. And usually is what I do is once the bottom row of leaves has withered and died, then I know that harvest time is getting close. And so I go ahead and I stop watering the plants. Now you might ask, why do we stop watering the garlic before we harvest it? The reason why is because we don't want those bulbs to be wet as they're starting to mature. They don't like wet. That could cause them to rot. The other thing is we don't want a real super high water content in those bulbs, because that will affect how long they'll last in storage. So we need to make sure that we go ahead and give those plants some time to dry out. And so usually about 2 to 3 weeks, and as things go on, you'll start to see more and more of the leaves die. And usually when we're about 50%, maybe 60% of the leaves have pretty much yellowed and died, then it's time to go ahead and harvest. Now, I do have one other little trick, and this a friend of mine by the name of Todd, he actually taught me this trick just last year. If you're growing hardneck garlics have what we call scapes. Okay, so scapes are actually a little flower stalk that grows on your garlic. And it'll start out as this little curly Q, kind of looks like a pigtail. And after it's curled a couple of times, you can go ahead and clip those off, and those are actually just delicious. You use them just kind of like you would like a green onion or something like that, only it doesn't have an onion taste, it has a garlic taste, and they're fantastic. We love to use those. But if you go ahead and leave just one garlic plant with a scape on it, then that can give you another good signal as to when your garlic is ready to harvest. And that signal is the scape will actually stand up straight. So the curl will go out of it and it stands up straight in the air and gets a flower head on it. So this is a great picture of that. And so I would encourage you to leave just one scape on in your garlic patch, and that will again give you another hint that, hey, it's time to get harvesting. Okay? So let's talk about harvesting. I'm going to tell you something here, and I don't care what your soil type is like. I don't care if you have the most beautiful, loamy, soft soil in the world, or if you have the hardest clay. I want you to, instead of pulling your garlic out of the ground, I want you to dig it out of the ground with either a shovel or a digging fork, something like that. I want you to pry that dirt loose, and I want you to very carefully remove the garlic. So here's why. Garlic doesn't like to be damaged at all. If you damage the garlic, it will really affect how long it will last in storage. And if it's damaged really bad, it may not store at all. But any kind of pulling or tugging on those garlic plants as you're harvesting them will actually affect the storage life of the plant. So if you just gently dig those up and remove them from the dirt without a lot of tugging and a lot of pulling, then you will actually have a much longer storage life. All right? So dig up your garlic. I like to let them sit in the garden for maybe just a half a day. The reason why I do that is I want any dirt that's left on those bulbs to harden up and dry up so that I can brush them off. And then I simply clean off as much of the dirt as I possibly can, get the dirt out of the roots, and then we're going to take them in and we're going to cure them. Okay? So next time, we're actually going to talk about how you cure and then how you store your garlic. So stay tuned for that. Once that video is up, there'll be a link right here that will let you know, that will send you to that one, so you can watch this video and then go ahead and watch the video on how to cure and store your garlic as well. Okay? So that's it for this week. I hope you enjoyed this one. I hope it helped you out. Please, if you like this video, please make sure that you subscribe to our YouTube channel, and then comments and likes are also super good. They help us out a ton. So this week, if you're going to put some comments, I would love to hear about the different varieties of garlic that you grow in your garden. We grow two different varieties. One is a soft neck variety that I don't even know the name of because we found it originally at a farmer's market. The other is a hard neck variety, and it's called German Hardy. And we really like both of them. This is our first year of actually growing German Hardy, but we had it last year. We tested it out and made sure that we liked the taste of it. So those are the varieties I grow. I'd love to hear about the varieties that you grow, so please leave those down in the comments. Again, like, share, and subscribe. Also, if you enjoyed this video, you're going to enjoy my premium gardening courses. There's a link right here that you can click, and that will take you, it'll teach you more about those premium courses. These are not your average YouTube tutorials. They're long, in-depth courses that will actually teach you a lot of good, solid information about gardening. So click on that link as well. So that's all we have for this week. Next week, we're going to talk about storing and curing your garlic. So happy gardening.